Something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart in her husband's lap. Hey, 42 here. That was the world's oldest recorded joke. First told in 1900 BC in what is now southern Iraq. Obviously, toilet humour was just as popular back then as always. The joke itself may not be very funny now, but in 1900 BC, it would have surely caused people to crease up with laughter. But why? How come when we're told a joke, or when someone falls over, or when we're just in an awkward situation, this strange gargled grunting noise comes out to your mouth? What on earth is laughter, and why do we do it? Let's find out. Laughter is the most universal form of communication. Unlike language, which can just as easily divide people, laughter brings people together. And unlike language, everyone in the world understands laughter. And when I say everyone, I do mean everyone. Because human beings are born with the ability to laugh. We don't learn to laugh, it's a basic human instinct. Laughter is very powerful. It can create powerful bonds between people. Laughter is often a part of the human mating ritual as well. And some people even believe laughter can heal you. Oh, and laughter can also be a force for evil. But we'll get to that later. One of the most surreal aspects of laughter is that, apart from fake laughter, we don't decide when to laugh. It just comes naturally. This is strong evidence that there's a good causational reason why humans laugh. Such a natural and instinctive trait doesn't just come along by accident. But here's the kicker. What if I told you that laughing has nothing to do with a person's sense of humour? When we laugh, it's not just because the other person told us a joke that fits in with our taste in comedy. In fact, we laugh for a completely different reason. Laughter isn't about humour, it's all about being social. It's about fitting in and accepting others. In a study that was carried out over a 10-year period, it was observed that most laughter does not follow a joke. In fact, the researchers observed that when a joke is told, the person telling the joke is much more likely to laugh than the recipients of the joke. The vast majority of laughter actually follows simple statements and questions, such as, "Hey John, where have you been?" and "How did you do on that test?" They don't sound particularly funny, and that's because they're not. In these situations, people laugh not because the statement is funny, but because it helps to strengthen social bonds. Laughter is a means of acceptance of what the other person is saying, a way of demonstrating that we're both on the same page, without having to use a single word. Laughter is therefore a way to show the other person that you appreciate what they're telling you. Laughter can demonstrate that you like someone and is sometimes used to diffuse awkward situations. In fact, you're 30 times more likely to laugh when other people are around you than when you're alone. Which just goes to show that laughter is much more about bonding than humour. You're also more likely to laugh when you're with friends as opposed to when you're with strangers, because you're more inclined to bond with your friends. It's believed that laughter evolved from the panting behaviour of our primate ancestors. If you tickle an ape or a gorilla, they will produce an exuberant panting noise. That noise is a primate's version of laughter. But not all animals laugh. So far, we're actually only aware of 2 animals that laugh, apes and rats. But there may be others that share this ability, so get out there and start tickling random creatures. It's believed the reason that primates evolved the ability to laugh is because it was an effective means of communication and a way to strengthen bonds with their fellow beings long before the inception of language. Apes can often be seen tickling each other whilst playing, all the while laughing away. Although, from our perspective, it wouldn't really appear to be laughing, but more joyful panting. If you've ever observed this behaviour, you will notice that before long the entire troop of apes will be merrily panting in unison. This is because laughter is incredibly contagious. In fact, a great way to make someone laugh is just start laughing yourself. Although this works remarkably better if your own laughter is real, not faked. The human brain is unbelievably good at telling the difference between fake laughter and real laughter. In fact, laughter is so contagious that in 1962 in Tanzania, there was a laughter epidemic. It all started when 3 girls started laughing in a school in Kashasha. Before long, the entire school was erupting in fits of laughter. It was so bad that the school had to close. The laughter soon spread to neighbouring villages, and before long it had affected hundreds of people. The laughter plague lasted for a staggering 18 months after it started. In total, over 1,000 people were infected with non-stop laughter for days on end, and people reported symptoms such as pain, flatulence, attacks of crying and random screaming. Laughter sure is a powerful thing, but with great power comes great responsibility. For laughter can be used for evil. It's true, there's a dark side to laughter. Remember when bullies would laugh in the playground, whilst causing another person upset and misery? Well, that's because scientists believe that there are 2 kinds of laughter. The first is spontaneous laughter. That's the kind when we laugh with our friends or when someone tells us a joke. The other kind of laughter, non-spontaneous laughter, includes fake laughter, nervous laughter, and evil cackling, the kind of laughter you might hear from a villain in a James Bond film. Psychologists believe that this kind of laughter is used to show superiority and dominance over another person. When militants and gangs attack people, they have often been witnessed to laugh whilst doing it. But why? Someone being violently attacked is certainly no laughing matter. Well, it's believed that laughter is used in such circumstances to form a bond between the attackers and to exclude the victim, making them feel isolated and therefore frightened. Laughter helps to assert the attacker's dominance and makes them feel more powerful. So, to summarise, when we laugh, we are accessing and utilising an ancient evolutionary communication system that not only helps to create relationships with other humans, but to also maintain and strengthen them. We can also use it to regulate emotions, show dominance over others, and even to create fear. Thanks for the view, subscribe for more. 42.